Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunt rolled and your drink poured. Alright, now look. So for this one, I'm gonna be telling y'all about why I had to cut off my favorite hair braider. Yes, we talking about braids in the hair. How about that? Alright, now let's go ahead and jump in that time capsule. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can understand where I'm going at with this whole situation, right? All right. So we gonna go back to 2007. Let's go there first, right? So around that time, it might have been a little earlier than that. Y'all know my time would be off. You know what I'm saying? But I don't lie about shit. So somewhere around that time, on the corner of my block on 7 Mile and Bar Road, right? It was a little building right there on that corner, and it was vacant for a while, And a guy named Anthony, it's my dog, you know what I'm saying? Big money grip, you feel me? But he had bought that building, and he like split it in half, type shit. So half of it was a barbershop, the other half was a beauty salon. Now, when he first started it, um, he just had the barbershop side running. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, this on the corner of my block, so I know what's going on. I walk past that place every day. So when I seen that they opened it up and it became a barbershop, everybody in the hood, like, hey, we got a barbershop over here, whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? So everybody started going to that barbershop. And there was a bunch of black hood niggas just like us up in there, cutting hair and shit. So we coming up in there and we getting acquainted with everybody. All of them was some cool cats, Most of them was from the east side of Detroit, but they was cool as hell, you know what I'm saying? So we all in there doing what we do. We getting our hair cut, we building bonds with them, they telling us about themselves, we telling them about ourselves, blah, 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 right? So this like a few months down the line, the other half of that building was still vacant. You know what I'm saying? But now the second side of it is getting opened up now. You know what I'm saying? They finished the renovating process and all of that. So now that side of the building is ready, for its business transactional thing, right? So the owner, he set that side up for the beauty salon for the women, for the women to get their hair done type shit. So after he got it up and running, he started bringing the ladies in. You know what I'm saying? Now he got the salon open on one side of the building and the barbershop open on the other side of the building. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like it's the best of both worlds. And it's right here on the corner of my block. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hell yeah, that's what's up. So the guys, they telling me about the girls and shit that's there, by this time, the girls been there maybe about 2 or 3 months at the time. So the barber niggas telling me, like, yeah, we be on their head. You fuck with them, woo, woo, shit like that, right? Well, with all that, man, listen, crazy. He telling me, well, my barber, I ain't gonna display his name, you know what I'm saying? My dog still be in there getting the cuts on. And I don't need nobody running up in there like, hey, Mr. Roll Up said whoop de whoop, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he was telling me, he like, look, man, that one little cute girl over there, I'm like, Sydney? He like, yeah, because everybody knew about her. Like, she was a little pretty girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, okay, what about her? He like, yeah, man, we be running trains on her. What? He like, yeah, they real life be running her. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be taking turns on her type shit. I couldn't believe it, man. All right, now that we there, right? So the lady you talking about, her name is damn, my bad, man. I got thrown off. But her name is Sydney, right? People in the background talking and shit threw me off. But Sydney, right? Sydney was the pretty girl over there. Now, don't get it twisted. All them girls over there was fine. You know what I'm saying? But Sydney, she was the prettiest one, you know. So when he said that, that shit fucked me up because I wanted to get on. You know what I'm saying? Like I was feeling her, you know. At this time, I haven't went in the shop yet. You know, I was just seeing them coming in and out, and I knew the girl that he was talking about. You know, I'm like, damn, I wanted to hop on, like, you know, start a little relationship with her or something. Like, she was my type. You know what I'm saying? Man, she was, I don't know, I want to say maybe about 5'3" to 5'5", pretty as hell, man. Brown skin, perfect, little perfect tone, body, everything. She was that, you know. So when the barber told me like, yeah, we be running trains or she ain't shit, woo, woo, I'm like, damn, fuck me up, right? So it threw me off on her. I was like, yeah, fuck her. I don't give a fuck that bitch. You know, like I went from holding her up on the highest pedestal to like, man, that bitch trash now. You know what I'm saying? And this my barber, this my nigga. So, you know, he keeping it all the way a buck. Like, man, nigga, all you gotta do is pour her a couple drinks and it's on. I'm like, damn, like I just couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck me up about it, right? All right, so we got that out the way, right? So now at this point, I'm like, look, man, I want to go up in there and get my hair did, you know, get comfortable with him, you know, type shit. He like, go over there and make you an appointment. I'm like, man, you gotta take me over there and introduce me to him. You know what I'm saying? He like, all right, bet. So he took me over there. He introduced me to him and all that. You know, he like, this my nigga. Whoop whoop. Y'all get them together. Blah 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 blah. You know. So they all laughing and shit. He old jokester ass nigga. You know. So now they getting open with me and they talking to me. Yeah, what's your name? Blah blah blah. All of that, right? So now they getting to know who I am. So they threw me a braider that was in there. Her name was Pig. She was new at the time. You know what I'm saying? So they threw me to her. You know, okay, cool. I ain't tripping. I'm in the building now. You know, I went from walking past and seeing all these fine ass women coming in and out of here to now I'm in here with them. You know, so that worked, right? So I'm in there with the girls now. Pig, my braider. You know, she twists me up. She wires, blow dry, braid my shit, all that, you know. Then I'm out of there. During that time, I'm popping my shit with all the ladies that I'm in there with, you know, just little player shit, you know. So I did that with Pig for maybe about a year. And then she ended up getting a better job type shit. You know what I'm saying? So she left. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. Pig was my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knew how to braid my hair the way I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But she got a better position and everything, so she moved on, you know. With that being said, right before she left, she like, look, I'm gonna throw you my niece. You know what I'm saying? My niece be up in here as well, you know, woo woo. She like, you ain't never seen her, but you know, I've been training her, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, hell no, come on, man. She like, look, you know, I wouldn't just throw you nobody, blah, blah, blah. You know, she like, who I'm throwing you, this my people. She gonna get you together, you know. I'm like, all right, man. So when I scheduled my next appointment and I came in, her niece was there. Her niece's name was Gabrielle. You know what I'm saying? When I came in, Gabrielle was on me. On me. Swear to God, no lie. On me. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't stop smiling, laughing, and giggling. Everything I was saying. Took her extra long to do my hair because she wanted to talk and laugh and joke and shit. You know what I'm saying? So after all that, she got done braiding my hair. She like, damn, that look good on you. Woo, woo, you know. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You got me together. Man, I did not know that it was gonna go this way, right? I thought she was just being all extra nice and shit like that because she was new. But she really was on me. You know what I'm saying? So she like, yeah, you know, take my number. I'm your new braider, blah, 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 right? I'm like, all right, bet. That's cool. I like the way how you do shit too. Whoopty whoop. So now me and Gabrielle, you know, doing the business exchange with my hair and shit now, right? I paid Gabrielle that one time. After that, I never paid for my hair to get done again by her. She did my hair for free every time I came in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? It went from maybe about the third time she did my hair for free to now we on the phone conversating. We talking. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Like all the fucking time. And she like, well, you know I don't be braiding your hair for free. She like, you know I like you and blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I know what's up. You know what I'm saying? She like, shit, give me some of that dick. You know what? If it's going, hey, you doing my hair for free? All right, cool. You know. Now, Gabrielle wasn't much of my type, but she wasn't ugly. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't ugly at all. She just wasn't my type. You know. But I smashed her a few times. You know what I'm saying? She did my hair for maybe like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Me and her was smashing all the time. We ended up becoming best friends, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And she would always braid my hair, all it. It went from her doing my hair at the shop to doing my shit at her house. You know what I'm saying? Like she got that comfortable with me. She started inviting me to the crib. You know what I'm saying? I come to the crib, get my hair did, smash, leave. You know what I'm saying? Like real nigga shit. Well, after all of that, like I said, it might be like 6 months that went by. She done told me she quit working at the hair shop, right? I'm like, you know, why you do that? You know, she said she kept getting into it with one of the girls up there. So that just wasn't her thing. I'm like, who? Sydney? She like, yeah, the pretty girl bitch. Fuck her. Blah, blah, blah. So Gabrielle had a story about Sydney, saying how Sydney thinks she that bitch because, you know, she pretty and blah, blah, blah. She thinks she can tell motherfuckers what to do, you know. So Gabrielle ended up quitting behind Sydney type shit, right? Well, with that being said, after she quit there, she ended up getting a little boyfriend too. Like right after she told me about quitting and all of that, she had got a little boyfriend and she started falling back on me. You know what I'm saying? So here I am. Now I'm back at the shop. My second braider from up there then folded on me. The first one was Pig. She had got a new job and moved on. Now Gabrielle, she ain't got a man, and now she didn't move on. So now I'm back at the shop, right? I'm back at the shop. Guess who I get sent to this time? I get sent to Sydney. Yes, the pretty girl, the one everybody been talking about. Even the damn barbers, what they said about her. Everybody that got something to say about Sydney, right? So now I get thrown to her, right? At this time, this was right after I got out of prison. Now, before, when I started going to that shop, it was about '06, '07 when I first started going to that salon. Pig was doing my hair at first, then Gabrielle was doing my hair after that. You know what I'm saying? Now I ran into Sydney, right? I met Sydney before I went to prison. I knew who she was, but she didn't start doing my hair till after prison. Now, right before I went to prison, I had a couple other little frivolous girls in the mix, you know, in the hood, shit like that. That was braid my hair, you know, but I was still going up to the shop. You know what I'm saying? So when I go up to the shop, they threw me Sydney. Sydney, she did my shit a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? But wasn't never nothing like that. Like, cause she had a big ass, you know, fan base. So she had a lot of clients, you know. So anyway, she did my hair a couple of times, but mainly I was getting my shit did in the hood, right? All right, so now let's fast forward the tape. I went to prison, I got out, boom. Now I'm out. Now I'm back up here at the shop trying to get my hair did. Sydney's still up there, right? All them other people that was there before I went to prison, all of them was gone. But Sydney was still there. You know what I'm saying? So when I came in, she like, oh, what's up, nigga? Where you been at? Woo, woo. You know, so I told her I've been in prison and all of that shit, right? She's like, it's cool, you know, come sit down, blah, blah, blah. Started twisting me up, all of that shit, right? With all that being said, she became my regular braider. You know what I'm saying? Now, me and Sydney in tune. You know what I'm saying? So this from 2015 all the way up until 2 years ago. It's 2025. So cut her off 2023. Like I said, y'all know my time be bald, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, about yeah, it was. It was 2023 when I had cut her off. Right. All right, so now let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. I just had to tell y'all all that to make everything make sense, you know. And like I said, my timing be off sometimes, so I might have said some shit like "hold up," woo, woo, you know, but my timing be off. But I don't lie about nothing, you know what I'm saying? I be blowed, man, so my timing be bald sometimes. How about that? All right, nah. So she braid my hair now. You know what I'm saying? It take her about a good hour to take my hair down, wash it, blow dry it, rebraid it, right? Within that time, she telling me her life story. I'm telling her shit that I got going on, prison, blah, 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 things like that. So basically, every time I come up there, we got a lot to talk about. So at first, I was coming up there twice a week. I mean, damn, not twice a week, twice a month. Then I flipped it to going up there once every week. You know what I'm saying? Every week I go up there and get my hair did. You know what I'm saying? First it was twice a month, then it went to one day a week. You know what I'm saying? Now it went to that because I was doing a lot of working out when I first came out of prison. So I was always sweating my braids out and shit like that. So I had to start going up there once a week. You know what I'm saying? Because my shit be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, me and her, we getting closer and closer, right? So now I'm like, okay, I'm about to shoot my shot now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I know it wasn't gonna be like on no relationship tip or none of that, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, my homies already told me they was running trains on her, you know, back in the day and shit. So I was like, you know, that's out the question. But I still want to hit. You know what I'm saying? So I try to jump on, you know, thinking that I buttered her up. You know, I'm thinking me and her having all these good convos. I'm thinking, you know, she fucking with me. Nah, smoke me. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And she told me, she was like, you know, she was like, I just gotta leave you in the friend zone. She like, you cool as hell, but I can't fuck with you. You got too many hoes and blah 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 all of this shit. Like, bitch, you just making excuses. You know what I'm saying? You shot a nigga down, you shot me down. Shit, it is what it is. You know, I ain't tripping on that. You know, I didn't been shot down, and I also didn't gain a lot of them. Shit, you know, we men that we don't give a fuck. Shit, we'll shoot our shot at any bitch. You know what I'm saying? Whoever we like, we interested in, we gonna shoot our shot. If you accept, you accept. You decline, you decline. We don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But she had all these little fake ass excuses and shit. Like, I don't care. I just wanted to fuck anyway, you know? So anyway, she friend zoned me, right? All right, fine. I only see her for this hour that I come up here anyway, you know? She just my type. I just wanted to eat, you know? But she wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? So it was strictly business. But every time I came up there, we had talked personal. You know what I'm saying? That was just the type of relationship me and her had, you know? So this going on for years, from 2015 all the way up until 2021, 2 years before I cut her off, right? All right. Now, why did I have to cut her off? Okay. So from 2015 to about 2020, she just running wild. You know what I'm saying? Going on trips 3 or 4 times a year, you know, always at the clubs, the after hours, getting drunk, blah, 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 blah. She was the turn up queen. You know what I'm saying? And every week that I would come in there, we would talk about what we didn't went through the past week. You know what I'm saying? So I have a bunch of shit to tell her. She have a bunch of shit to tell me. You know, that's just how we was. You know what I'm saying? So every week I come in, she got some shit to tell me, and I got something to tell her. Nah, let me correlate this. Remember when I told y'all about the BBL girl, and I was telling y'all how she was tracking my phone, And I didn't know how the fuck she knew where I was at and all of this shit. You know, when I had that iPhone and shit. And I told you I was telling my braider about it. And my braider, the one that showed me on the phone, like she been tracking your location. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know nothing about that iPhone shit. You know, the lady that I said that told me like, hey, she tracking your phone. This is the same person I'm talking about. My braider sitting. You know what I'm saying? This just how close me and her was. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about everything, right? Okay. So from 2015, when I got out, up to 2020, she running wild, going crazy, on top, just doing her thing, you know. Now, of course, she was doing that beforehand, but I'm just speaking on the time from I got out of prison up until this point, right? So just speaking on that 5 year span, she was turned the fuck up, right? Well, about mid 2020, during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? How about that? Now she wants a man. She tired of ripping and running. It's the pandemic. Everybody in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's only a couple of places open. And this barbershop, hair salon was one of them places that was still open. You know what I'm saying? They was gonna get their money and they ain't give a fuck. You feel me? So during the pandemic, she telling me how she just be at home and she don't got nothing to do and all of this shit. And she want a man now, you know. And she like, I'm glad that this pandemic happened, because it taught me that, all that fast life just wasn't about nothing. She like, I want to be at home. I want to be in my soft girl era. I want to be cooking and cleaning for my man and blah, 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 right? So I'm like, oh, ain't that some shit? It took for the pandemic to sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? Well, with all that being said, now every week I'm coming in there. It went from talking about all the turn up shit to now on all of this homebody shit. Want to be married, want to be locked down with one man, want to give all her love and loyalty to one guy, and all that type of shit, right? So I'm like, damn, you changed up quick. You know what I'm saying? Like that pandemic, a motherfucker. But I'm like, that's what's up. I'm proud of you. Now, like I said, within this all of this time, I've been friend zone. So I don't even look at her like that no more. Now at this point, I look at her like a sister. Like I said, we talk about all type of shit. Now off the clock, we didn't talk, you know what I'm saying? But every time I show up for that one hour to get my hair did, we let everything out. You know what I'm saying? That was just the kind of funny relationship we had. Well, like I said, she keep telling me that she want a man and all of this, right? The further and further the months going on, it's like the more thirstier she getting for a man. You know what I'm saying? She telling me how she just go sit at the bar and hoping that a man walk up and talk to her and all of this shit. Like she was getting thirstier and thirstier, right? So I'm like, look, I'm like, just chill out. I'm like, that dude gonna come around for you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Blah blah blah. She's like, I hope so. I'm ready to find my man. And blah blah blah. All this shit, right? Okay. So one of them weeks, I rolled up in there, right? She's smiling ear to ear, all extra happy, dancing around, twirling, got the music playing, you know what I'm saying, humming to the music and all that. Like she went from straight hood shit to on some soft R&B shit. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with you? She like, oh, you noticed? I'm like, you got a new little boyfriend or something? She like, yeah, I met somebody I like, blah, blah, blah. He a good guy, blah, 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 right? I forgot bro name, but I see his face. I know exactly who he is. But she telling me about this new guy she had met. She met him at the gas station on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So she was saying dude ran up on her, she wasn't even gonna talk to him at first, how all that go, but he was so charming and he smelled good. So she ended up giving him the number and, lucky her, this guy is everything that she been looking for. He nice, he generous, he pay for all the dates, you know what I'm saying? Like he always want to be around her and all of this shit that she been looking for throughout that pandemic time. This is the guy. Now, the issue was she wasn't attracted to him physically. You know what I'm saying? Like face wise and shit like that. He wasn't her type. But everything that she wanted, he was. You know what I'm saying? So it was like she had to pick her battle with this situation. Was she gonna let the looks, separate her away from the man that she want or not? So she kind of like was halfway in between, but she was happy with the way how things was going. You know what I'm saying? So she was letting it go. That was that. So every week I come in, he done did something new for her. She smiling cheek to cheek harder every time I see her. You know what I'm saying? Like he man, he turned out to be that guy. Well, maybe like 6 months down the line, her telling me about him. They didn't officially declare themselves in a relationship, everything. Also, she had a son that was like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? The daddy was a deadbeat, all that shit. That nigga moved to another state, all type of shit, right? The new boyfriend that stepped in, he took over. He decided to be the nigga daddy type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was a good nigga. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, every week she always telling me something new he done did. You know what I'm saying? Like she just started falling in love with him, right? So now here it is a year later. They done been together for a whole year. Now they talking about moving in together. I'm like, damn, I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. She like, yeah, you gotta meet him. Woo woo. She like, I done told him about you. You the homie from my job, blah blah blah, and all of this. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. She called the nigga up there. He popped up instant. You know what I'm saying? Now he wasn't no grimy ghetto ass hood nigga or nothing. He was one of them suit and tie type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Bald head, Morris Chestnut type looking guy. You know what I'm saying? But he was real nice and professional. It was cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? We shook hands multiple times. We kicked the air, little convos here and there. He was a good nigga. So when I come up there, that following week, like just say like if I was there this week and then dude was up there, me and him had a little sidebar conversation. Then the next week I come in to get my hair did again. I tell Sydney like, hey, me and your man's wrapped it up for a minute last week. You know what I'm saying? He a good nigga. Yeah, you need to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling her shit like that. She like, yeah, you right. I'm gonna go ahead and lock it down with this one. So for that whole first year, everything was sweet. Now they talking about moving in with each other, right? So they found them a little house in the suburbs. Boom, they moved in together. Damn, I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? She was doing all of that bopping, and then boom, turned around, broke down, said she looking for her husband, and boom, here he is. I'm like, damn, that was just crazy, but it was what it was, right? So now here it is, 2024. Like I said, they got together and damn, not 2024, my bad. 2020, 2023, right? Damn, my timing. Hold on. So they met 2021. A year later, it's 2022. Now they find this house in 2022. They move in together, right? All right. So now 2022, boom, going into 2023. So now they living together. They've been living together about 2 or 3 months now in 2022, right? Next thing I know, that big ass Kool-Aid smile is starting to go down. She not talking about dog as much, none of that. So I'm like, what's going on at home? Y'all straight, whoopty whoop. She like, yeah, we good. Then it went from there to, I don't know, this and that and this. I'm like, oh shit, it's starting to go left. This all was within the first year of them living together. They already been in a relationship together for a whole year. Now this is year two, but this is their first year of living together. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say don't move in with them. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't work out, man. So I don't know if it's because they spending more time together that she calling herself falling out of love with this guy now or whatnot. But yeah, that moving in together, it wasn't a good idea. Now him on his end, he's still doing all the same things. He's still a great guy. All of it. It's her. She's starting to get bored with him. You know what I'm saying? So now she's trying to create an escape route. And again, I'm the homie, so she tell me every fucking thing. So while she doing my hair, she get to telling me how she gonna leave him. You know what I'm saying? She coming up with a whole play on how to leave this guy. At first, I laughed it off. I'm thinking she just talking shit, whatever. Okay, whatever. But a couple months more down the line, he coming up to the job, like right when I'm walking out the door, he's showing up. And I see the look on his face. He ain't as all smiley, grinny, happy as he was. You know what I'm saying? He looking like he being stressed now. You know. So I'm like, oh shit, this shit getting real. Like their relationship is getting real rocky real quick. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I didn't never talk to him real personal, because I didn't know him. So I just talked to her personally because I knew her, But like I said, I didn't have little side conversations with him. I was like, he is a good guy, but I didn't do the personal talk with him. So anyway, more and more time going on, and she telling me, she like, yeah, I'm about to just go ahead and leave this guy. I'm gonna just let him finish up paying up the rent. I'm gonna let him finish paying up the rent for the rest of the year, and then I'm gone. Cause he was paying all the bills, all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So she like, yeah, I'm gonna just keep on stacking my money for the rest of the year, and I'm gonna just leave him. I stopped, while she twist my hair. I stopped. I'm like, is you serious? She like, hell yeah, I'm tired of this shit. It was enough, it ran this course. I got to run my money up. I had did all the things that I wanted to do in a serious relationship. I'm ready to get back out here. Yep. And that's why I had to cut her off. Because of that right there. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably like, damn, Mr. Roll Up, I had to cut her off for that. That's her business. Woo woo. True enough. But I'm a loyal person. You know what I'm saying? And for me, with the situation, she been begging for this guy. You know what I'm saying? She been begging for him. And God sent him. And she straight drained him for all his money and left him. And she did. She left him too. And I was like, man, if I run across bro again, I'm gonna tell him, that she trying to plan to escape on his ass. I never ran into him after that. After she got to telling me, basically she creating an escape plan on him. Because I don't like that. I don't like that's disloyal. You've been begging for this man, and then he show up and he doing everything that you want, and whole time you was plotting just to, drain him for his fucking resources and then dip on him. Like, nah, I don't condone in it. You know what I'm saying? So I never got to see dog, after that. So I just cut her off, you know. I'm like, I don't even want that type of energy around me. You know what I'm saying? That's just not cool with me. I'm not one of them kind of niggas. Cause I'm a real loyal nigga. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm in a relationship with a woman and I'm doing all of the things that, she want and desire and the things that I want to do for her and shit like that. And the whole time you backstab me, that's the worst shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had cut her off. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt for dog on that situation. So I stopped going up there. I stopped getting my hair did, all that. I told her to take me off her schedule and everything. Like the last time she did my hair, I was like, take me off the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And that was 2 years ago. That was 2023 when I cut her off, And that was around the time when she left him. And that's why I cut her off, because she left a great man, that really was there for her and that really loved her. You know what I'm saying? And all she did was just take from him. You know what I'm saying? I don't roll like that, man. So, lesson of the day, man. Just remain solid, man, and loyal. You know, it's gonna get you way further than, trying to use somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all that was going on with this situation. She was just using this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that because I didn't been there where women didn't use me. You know what I'm saying? So if you one of them type of guys that's real loyal to yours, and you want to give your woman the world and things like that, make sure you know who you're dealing with before you get to doing all of these marvelous things for this woman, because this woman could be a sitting. How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.